Hello everybody, this is Martin playing Ad Nauseam Tendrils against Merfolk. So as usual, this is a recorded match, so when I was playing this I didn't know the opposition. Um, Merfolk is a bit of a quaint deck to play against with Storm, I feel. It's definitely not like just a walkover. They have um, they have some blue permission spells. Obviously, they can have like Curse Catcher, which is annoying. Them having gone from like the old builds of Merfolk used to play the four Wastelands, which would definitely sort of improve their game against us somewhat. I don't think the current lists tend to run Wastelands. They've skewed them in order to play Cavern of Souls, so that's good for us. I don't mind terribly playing against Merfolk, but I don't love it either. Let's put it like that. All right, so I won the die roll. Let's see here. I get a pretty fine hand. Can't really ask for a whole lot more. Against a blind opponent on the play, you can. There's always like if you have the option to either probe or like discard on the first turn on the play, so you don't have any information. I feel like um, generally I like to probe because I would like to save my duress for the turn that I need to go off. Like if they have if they're a blue deck, your duress is and you don't feel like um I could just duress here off the swamp and then hope to sort of use my probe to go off and make storm on a subsequent turn. But I I prefer to just sort of see what's up and possibly save my duress and then also be able to ponder with like uh, knowing what I'm up against. Okay, so yeah, probe him and find out that he's on Merfolk. He has a Sig River Cutthroat. I have to admit I've never seen this card before. He has a Daze. That's pretty much it. Fairly weak against this. And yeah, I ponder, and ponder is just very generous to me. I basically just have to fade him having like probably not even like if he has force of will I can just well then I have to lead off with Dark Ritual and hope he doesn't counter it. But anyway, if he doesn't draw force, he's pretty much just dead. Um, let's see. He does nothing. Draw the LED. And like this is, well, maybe not as the most obvious example, but like I feel like Past in Flames is like the most well, it's definitely in contention for one of the most broken cards in the format, and that's like I want to like there's certain reasons not to run I think more than two, but I want to run two because going off with Past in Flames just it's sometimes it's just gravy so that you tutor for an extra ritual, but there are other times where they can't stop you with one counter spell because you might have enough ritual mana to just tutor for a discard spell to take their counterspell, and if they use their counterspell on your tutor, your Past in Flames is binned with the LED, and you just flash it back. So yeah, fetch. The reason I fetched was just sort of this was offhand, and I didn't really count, but I just like I potentially I want to be able to get a Cabal Ritual, and so I want to just stock my graveyard. So yeah, he has the Daze. Generally, I feel like he's not supposed to Daze. it might end up mattering with me having like sufficient storm. And yeah, crack for red. We go get a Cabal Ritual, and Daze is not going to be able to stop us regardless. Flashback the Cabal Ritual, flashback the Dark Ritual. Duress just to see what's up, and he concedes. Yeah, no reason to give me that information of what he drew. So, sideboarding, I like bringing in the Xantid Swarms, just because their main way to interact with us is on the stack with the counter spells. As you will see in game 2, it's often like reasonable to also hedge against permanent hate. So like if you feel like you're gonna have problems beating like say a Graph Digger's Cage, then maybe bring in a Chain of Vapor or Abrupt Decays. Some of these lists, the Merfolk lists, have also started running Chalice of the Void, and also be mindful that some of them are actually running them in the main. This is just me personally, but like I don't like Chalice of the Void in a non-soul land deck, but that's neither here nor there. So anyway, having not played against Merfolk in a long time, or for a long time, I side in 1 Abrupt Decay and 2 Xantid Swarms, which was I think a little bit too casual, and I am actually gonna pay for that here. I get this. I don't think I can keep this hand. I might just sail on forever, never seeing any relevant business spell. I mulligan. I get this. It's definitely like I think I have to keep this because I mean it's a tutor away from doing something, and I have a discard spell for Force of Will, but it's not stellar. And my opponent just leads with Island into Vile. And yeah, nothing really to be done about that. And see, this is the point where I'm actually considering blowing off my therapy naming Chalice. Or rather, that's what I should have been thinking. I think, but I ultimately I didn't see them game 1. I'm not sure he has them, and whiffing on the therapy and him having Force of Will is just like I don't want to be there. So just lead on the swamp, which I think, yeah, I shouldn't have led on swamp. I think I need to lead on either the fetch land or the island, to at least like the island makes him have to consider me having Brainstorm. I'm not sure it would have made a big difference. So ticks up Vile, and lo and behold, drops a second land and decides to ruin the day. Now look, with the hand I've got, since I have 2 Lineside Diamonds, I think it's fair to play on. Draw Ponder sucks. I don't want to be drawing 1-drops. I have like the 1 Abrupt Decay right now to search out, or to just hope to draw into. But if I draw a tutor, I can Ad Nauseam, and then that's all my petals and LEDs are alive, and my Cabal rituals, and so I'm not dead, but I'm not looking great. And just drawing lands because that's how it goes. And when he drops his 4th land and decides to also Chalice for 2, I am gonna just concede, because I mean now basically all I have left is the 1 decay between the 51 cards left in my library, and I have to just top deck it to even have the hope of then drawing a tutor, and then so that was game. Then for game 3 I decide I need to bring in some more decays, because Chalice is a thing. So I bring in, I can't remember if it was 2 or 3. and on the play for the last game, so I mean that's always something. Now this is a hand I have a very hard time mulliganing. I've said it before. I have a tendency to keep. I mean, yeah, I'm a land or Lotus Petal away from like turn one Ad Nauseam. I mean, he can also have the Force of Will, which I mean, if this was against a non-Force of Will deck, then I think that could, you know, increase the the odds, or no way, not the odds. I'm struggling to find the words here, but like that could make it a little bit less risky of a keep, but I guess not really. Yeah, as you will see, I kept this hand. I like these hands. I like them more on the draw probably, but so I probe and see that he has no Force of Will, which is really nice. He has, like, I don't like him getting turn one. I'd actually, I think he just has to just go island go and then keep up his two counter spells. One of them is a hard counter. He could also just go Curse Catcher to probably like basically get the same effect, but you know, get some kind of clock going. I don't think he would go Cage. That would probably be his worst play. But anyway, that is all academical because while I don't get anything on my first probe and my pulse goes up significantly, I, like the lucky man I am, probe into a land and proceed to win. I actually am able to, I think, go for Past in Flames because of all my tutors. Like normally one ritual, you don't want to go there, but oh yeah, so he conceded. So let's see, if I had gone Past in Flames, correct for black, go Dark Ritual, that means 5 black. Tutor for a Cabal Ritual, down to 3 black, up to 6 black. Tutor for Tendrils Probe, yeah. So yeah, I think beating them before all their stuff becomes relevant is obviously awesome, but won't happen that often. But I don't really think this match displays all that well, like, you know, how the Merfolk deck. I guess we saw what the Merfolk deck can do with the Chalice. I mean, that's definitely one way that they approach this matchup. If I had not, like, if my second probe had whiffed and I hadn't gotten a land, I would just be, you know, up the creek. But even like if you don't have, if I didn't have the turn one kill, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like from his first turn onwards, it's gonna be quite iffy for me because he has the Grafdigger's Cage. That's probably the least of my worries. Like, and he had a Lord of Atlantis also to sort of bring in a clock eventually. But yeah, so that was Ad Nauseam versus Merfolk, and the list will be underneath the video. Thanks for watching.